Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the example of Helsingborg, where we since 1974, since 48 years back, are collaborating between industry and the local energy company around what we call residual heat. I'm working at a company called Kemira Chemie, that is part of the global company called Kemira Oy. And I'm working as a manager for energy and sustainability. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of where we are in the world, Helsingborg is located in the very south of Sweden. They're marked with the red dot. And to the left here, you see an overview of our site in Helsingborg, and on the very below, the office. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it for quite some time now due to the COVID situation, but I'm really looking forward to going back there. Just a few words about Kemira, the company. It's a global company in the chemistry business. We are working against two customer segments, the pulp and paper industry and the industry and water segment. You have some financial KPIs there. We're about 5,000 employees. We have sales to about 100 countries. We have production plants in most continents. We actually also have some locations quite close to Hamilton, so you might recognize the name Kemira. We have production plants in Brantford and St. Catharines in Ontario. I was told that was in within an hour drive from Hamilton. We also have production plants in Varennes and Vancouver. So, for example, the Brantford plant produces hydrochloric acid that is delivered to steel mills in Ontario, and we also produce different type of coagulants that are used well, in municipal wastewater treatment applications. And the Helsingborg site that I represent is actually the largest one when it comes to production volumes within the whole company. I'm not sure if I mentioned it's a Finnish-owned company, so we are headquartered in the capital of Finland, Helsinki. So if we move back then to the Helsingborg site, here you can see us from a little bit of a helicopter view. Kemira has 9 different types of production plants within this area, but in addition, we have also invited several other companies to the industrial park. You see the logotypes there below. And our business model here is circular economy. And the remaining, the other companies here, they collaborate with us in one way or another. They buy excess heat from us or residual heat. We share fixed costs for the harbor or our infrastructure. We have railroad transport right into the site. And we also have a lot of material sharing where the product from one plant is then the raw material in the second plant. 1 million square meters, that equals about half the area of Monaco. So for Swedish terms, this is quite a large industrial area. Just to give you a little bit of a view of the energy situation here, our chemical production is highly exothermic. That means that when we let our raw material react, there are large volumes of energy being released, and that energy is then being recovered. So every year we recover about 500 gigawatt hours of energy mainly from exothermic processes. And this energy is used to heat our own production processes, thereby replacing natural gas, and this is done then for high temperature requirement processes where we can use our own internal steam instead then of natural gas. But we also produce our own electricity in a steam turbine, and we're self-sufficient to 50%. But our energy recovery is so vast that it exceeds our own consumption. And by that, we also deliver about 350 gigawatt hours of energy every year as district heating to the local energy company in Helsingborg, Oresundskraft. And that actually equals about 35% of the sold district heating in Helsingborg. So it's quite a substantial amount. And here we have the district heating network. We saw that this, I think that was the same picture you showed, Peter, but this one is a little bit bigger than the district heating network is not Helsingborg only, but actually several other cities in a regionally connected network. So in total, about 14,000 customers are supplied there with heat from this network. Now, if we go into a bit more detail of the industrial heat delivery here to the system, this is a duration chart. The y-axis is the energy production for the Helsingborg district heating network, and the x-axis is the time frame that we're looking at here. So as you can see, the district heating network was taken in operation in 1964. And in 1974, you can see that there is a green area that is replacing then some of the other heat production, and that is the Kemira heat. So we have been connected to the district heating network since 74, so 48 years now in total. Well, the top line here of the graph represents the total demand, and the different colored areas then represent the different energy sources used to supply the heat. And as you can see in the beginning of the 70s there, our our residual heat deliveries, they replaced fossil fuels, mainly oil and coal. And then the district heating network has developed. So the coal has been replaced with biofuel. And in 2012, I think it was, the light green area there, that is the waste incineration plant that was taken into operation. So as you can see, the industrial energy recovery here has quite an important role in the total network. And calculations show that we have saved 1.6 million tons of CO2 since 74. So thereby, by replacing then coal and oil and some natural gas also. For 21, the primary energy factor was calculated to 0.08, and the primary energy factor is a KPI that shows how much primary energy has been used for the system. So if that figure would be 0, then all energy would be recovered. But obviously 0.08 is a really, really good KPI for Helsingborg. Yeah, so Peter was mentioning this as well, but yes, for sure, it has been a win-win-win situation. There is a capex avoidance in energy production plants. Our 55 megawatt of heat delivery does not have to be invested or maintenance has to be applied for that type of volume. So there is a huge capex avoidance by collaborating like this. It also provides stable and competitive prices to the district heating customers. And for us as an industry, it provides a very valuable additional income or a reduction to our production cost. and that is very important. We as a company are competing on a global market, and the competition is quite fierce. So if we can get an income outside of our core business to reduce our production cost, that is obviously very important. And not the least, then the GHG emission reduction that we see from this. Some success factors. What is the key to succeeding in collaborating like this? Well, we have always had profitability in focus. So this is not a PR project or anything like that. This is profitable for both parties. We are working with long-term agreements, that 10-year agreements. They provide us with predictability, and that is really important as we are both capex intensive businesses. It's good for us to know what will happen, or if we can lower the insecurity in our forecasts. That is very worthful for us. I would also like to mention or to stress out that residual heat is promoted by the Helsingborg city in their energy strategy. It is clearly written that the residual heat should be used if possible, and it is an important way of reaching the climate target of zero emission district heating in Helsingborg 2035. Well, as you can see, also large, what we call base load volumes, the 35% is valuable. We have also been working a lot with production planning so that we are adapting our production so that it will match the district heating network demand. As you know, that is actually a lot lower in the summer when it's warm, and it's a lot higher in the winter. So what we do is we try to plan our production so that we have a high production rate during winter and then store our product storage, and then to be able to go down a little bit in capacity during the summer. So this adaptation then is also, as I see it, a success factor. Otherwise, we have a high security of delivery, and we have communication along all or different types of levels within our in our companies. The operators on both sides, they have very high mandate to act and run the daily operation, but there is also a strategic communication, and this is required because the surrounding changes, the surrounding and the world around us is a lot different now in 22 than it was 2 years ago, or it was 10 years ago. So to have these forums for strategic communication and to develop new ideas and work together is extremely important. And I think that was all I had to say for now. If there's any questions or thoughts, feel free to contact me or Peter, and we'll try to get back to you.